guys, thank you for tuning in. A great start for Arsenal yesterday against Crystal Palace, emerging 2-0 winners. The kind of game that we would normally lose, I think, but we found a way to dig in and win at the end. So, really positive start, and it's good to get 3 points on board from the get-go and not lose three back-to-back games and be 20th of basically after the first few weeks. So in that sense, I'm very happy that we won the game and we're off to a good start. But I think there are many aspects to consider in the game, some positive, some negative. And I think Arsenal started off the game really well. I thought the first 20, 30 minutes were really good. The way we played, relentless, attack after attack. The way we recycled the ball was absolutely fantastic. And for me, this is something that has to continue, and this is something that we're capable of doing when we play well. However, what happened after 30 minutes or so is we made a couple of bad mistakes, and we gave Crystal Palace that sniff to really come back into the game. So ever since then, we played like cowards, I thought, at times, not playing it out from the back, going long, getting into a mid block, and then becoming a low block and just going deeper and deeper, And look, Crystal Palace are a fantastic side. They have a really good coach in Vieira as well. And obviously, it's the first game, and maybe Arsenal are not 100% there physically. And also, Crystal Palace are playing at home, and obviously, their crowd are really up for the game. Having said that, still, I would have liked for Arsenal to have imposed ourselves even more than what we did after 30 minutes. And I thought in the chances that we created, especially around the final third, we were not efficient enough in how we took them. And I think Odegaard was too unselfish, at times. He should just pull the trigger and shoot, and instead he's trying to square it. And I think in some ways he's very similar to Mesut Ozil, the way he plays, always trying to provide assists, trying to bring others into the game as opposed to shooting himself. But I think as part of his development, it's important for him to take a few shots as well and get some goals, because we saw last season he went on this run where he scored about, I think, 3 goals or something on the spin, and all really well taken goals. So if he's able to get in and around the box, I would like for him to shoot more and be a little bit more selfish at times, because we need his goals. And in football, goals gives you momentum. So that was one slight thing I was annoyed about yesterday. But I thought what really saved us in the end were individual actions, especially by Ramsdale and William Saliba. I thought William Saliba was colossal yesterday. The aura that this guy exudes, simply sensational. And the way he defended certain situations yesterday was fantastic. And I thought for that age, a 21-year-old defender playing at a difficult away ground like Palace, kudos to the guy. I don't know too many defenders in that age bracket that can put in a display like he did. So I'm so excited to see what the future holds for him. And Ramsdale as well. Now, some people will say that he made a few mistakes in the first half. Yes, it's true. And on another day, it could have really cost us. But I think he really made up for it yesterday with some incredible saves. I thought the 1v1 against Eze was such a good save. You can say Eze could have done better, but Ramsdale makes himself look really big and pulls off a really fine stop, I thought. So there were these moments I thought that defined the game, and I was really nervous, in the second half, because we were so deep and we were just clearing the ball, and it was just Palace wave after wave of attack. In fact, we only had 43% of the ball by the end of the game. So this is another thing that I think Arteta will want to improve in, because we want to be a possession-based side, and we can't be going and having just 43% of the ball against a team like Palace, who are good, but I think we are better, and we should play even better against a team like this. But having said that, I thought, at the end, I thought Nketiah made a really nice cameo off the bench as a Tierney, and I think they played a good part in the build-up to our second goal, the decisive second goal, which was taken really well by Saka. He got into a good area, crossed it, and the deflection happens. But I thought Saka did really well in that instance, to play in that ball with his weaker right foot. Not too many wingers can play a ball like that. And I think Guehi was really not expecting a cross that good. So, it was, I think in the end we deserved the win, but just about, there was not too much, I think, between the teams. And I think that in the really decisive actions, I thought Saliba and Ramsdale especially saved us yesterday. So interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think I'm being a bit harsh about the performance, or do you think that we were definitely slightly lucky to win? I'm interested to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. And on that note, let's get straight into the player ratings. So to start off with, we have Ramsdale. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Now, people will say he made a few mistakes, but I thought he more than made up for it, with some really good stops that at the end won us the game. So I'm giving Ramsdale an 8 out of 10. Going to the defense now, Ben White. Look, he had a few clumsy moments, right? But I thought for a guy who's a centre back, not even a right back, I thought he was really good 1v1 against Zaha, even in isolated situations. Not many defenders come out of that challenge, especially at Selhurst Park, the way he did. So I thought Ben White was really good defensively yesterday. So for me, yeah, I'm actually going to give him 7.5 out of 10. I know it might be a little bit on the higher side, but I think he deserves it for the performance he put in. Going to the central defense now, you have William Saliba. For me, the man of the match, the actual man of the match, and also my man of the match. I'm giving him 10 out of 10, for an under 21, for a 21-year-old defender to play the way he did on Premier League debut at a ground like Palace. He was the calmest guy on the pitch, a 21-year-old, the calmest guy on the pitch. And many around him were nervous at times, even Ramsdale was a bit nervous. But this guy was so calm, he has that aura. And the way he used his physicality was just incredible. And even the tackle on Zaha, oh my God, that was just incredible. I think he deservedly gets the man of the match, and long may he continue on this trajectory. And yeah, I feel really secure watching him play, which is not the case for many Arsenal defenders of the past. Now going to his partner, Gabriel Magalhaes, I thought a few nervy moments in the first half, but I thought he really compliments Saliba really well. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Didn't do too much wrong, and I thought he dealt with most of what came his way really well, imposed himself nicely. Few times, he can get a bit nervous, and like when Ramsdale made the mistake, he follows it up with a mistake. When sometimes I think as the defensive leader, he has to try to calm things down the way Saliba did. But nevertheless, I thought he had a solid performance, so 7 out of 10 for him. Zinchenko, now look, I know some will make fun of him, especially rival fans, about him getting rinsed by Ayew. But here's the thing, he was never great defensively, but he's really good on the ball. And I think that first 30 minutes, we really saw what he can do in a possession-based setup. When we have the ball, of course, played a crucial role for our opening goal. Really good header, which found Martinelli, who made it 1-0. And I think he had a good debut overall. Yes, sometimes he could be better defensively, but that's why we have Tierney, We have Tierney, who I think is our best defensive left back, who can always give us that option to close out games. So I really like that the fact that we have two top quality left backs. And for me, Zinchenko as well gets a 7 out of 10, just like Gabriel. He got the assist and was pretty good for the most part. Now getting into central midfield, Thomas Partey. I think he had a decent performance, nothing phenomenal, nothing too bad. But yes, I think that if Thomas Partey is not playing, if he's injured, I think the substitute like El Neni cannot do what he does. So for me, this is one slight concern. If we lose him through injury, is the player that comes in, can he replicate what Thomas Partey does? And I don't think there's many players that can play the lone pivot role to the level that he plays it. So I think he had a decent game by his standards, by his high standards, not phenomenal, but a decent game, and I think he gets 7 out of 10 for me. Granit Xhaka, I thought he showed great composure after getting that first yellow card, didn't do too much wrong, and I thought he was really good in those pockets. He's not a number 8, that box-to-box role does not particularly suit him, but I think in circumstances he had a similar performance to Partey, nothing out of this world but pretty good, and kept things ticking, was pretty solid defensively for the most part. So he also gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Martin Odegaard, personally, I was disappointed with his performance. I feel like for the ability he has to impose himself on games even more. And he didn't do that yesterday. And that's happened quite a few times as well. I feel like he should, take a real grip on the game, because he's that good. And he's also our captain. We need him, in the difficult moments to take a hold of the situation and help us control and retain the ball. He didn't do that yesterday. I also thought in the final third he was quite poor. So for me, he gets a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was great yesterday. Now coming to the front three, Gabriel Jesus, the first 35 minutes, incredible. And even after that, his work rate was fantastic, always an outlet. In the second half as well, he makes a brilliant chance by pressing the Palace players, gets the ball and plays it to Odegaard, who unfortunately is not able to score from the chance. But I thought he was really good, he didn't score, but my God, we got one hell of a player on our hands. And I said this before, it's refreshing to finally have a proper striker at the club. So looking forward to Gabriel Jesus. I'm sure he's going to bag plenty, but aside of that, you're going to get more performances like yesterday, where he runs the channels, presses, holds the ball up, and offers really good all-round ability. So fantastic from him. For me, he gets a 7.5 out of 10. Next goes Gabriel Martinelli. Got the goal after missing a sitter actually in the third minute. And fair play to him, I thought the way he played yesterday, he was given more freedom by Arteta right from pre-season, not hugging the touchline, but given a lot of freedom to play in those half spaces. And I thought the way he played with the freedom he got was fantastic. The link up with Jesus, especially in the first 30 minutes, was really good. After that, he didn't stop running, didn't get too much of the ball after that. But I think he can be really proud that he got the goal that started things. And for me, because of that goal, he gets an 8 out of 10. We go next to Bukayo Saka. Again, another player who was phenomenal in those first 30 minutes. Couple of situations in the final third he could have probably done better, but I think defensively he was really good. He helped Ben White really well, and of course he played a key role in the second goal. I thought the cross was superb, to play that ball in with his weaker foot was fantastic. And for me, Saka, he gets a 7.5 out of 10. Now coming to the substitutes, I thought Kieran Tierney and Eddie Nketiah had really nice cameos. Tierney made some vital interceptions at the back, and Eddie, of course, held the ball up really well for Arsenal's second goal in the lead up to it. And Tierney, to be fair as well, was involved. So I would give them both 7.5 out of 10 because they made a good impact. They did what had to be done. And it's really good to have good quality depth at the club again. Lokonga, well, he didn't really have much time, so it's a bit hard for me to give a player rating to him, or for that matter any substitute that plays less than 3 to 5 minutes. It's very difficult unless they do something exceptional. So these are my player ratings for the game. To sum it up, I'm really happy that we won the game. I'm really happy with the performance in the first 30 minutes, but after that I felt that we dropped off and we were too deep. And for me, this is where we make the next step, going from a team that plays in bursts to one that is able to control teams for the most part of the game. Now look, no team is going to Palace and dominating for 90 minutes. Not even City do that. But I still feel we could have done more than what we did yesterday. But the good thing is our potential is so high that I believe that we can reach that potential. And for me, this is something to work on, to improve on, and I'm sure Arteta feels the same. But on that note, 3 points, first game done. We go to Leicester City at home next weekend, and I'm really looking forward to that one as well. I don't think Leicester City are in great shape, so it's an opportunity for us to win the second, and try to put on a good run early on in the season. Of course, that cost us last season when we lost 3 back-to-back games, so we don't want that to happen. So let's take the positives out of this one. Let's continue playing like the way we did in the first 30 minutes, and if we do that, I think we will have a lot to be happy about this season. So that note, thank you guys for tuning in once again. I'm Sash. You can find me on Twitter at LTArsenal. If you haven't already, please drop a sub on my channel. It'll really mean a lot to me. So until next time, take care guys, and see you.